Thank you, Divyank, for joining us in today's episode. And I'm really grateful that you took out some time. And it's quite late at night right now to be doing this, but thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to speak to you in this episode so that we can learn about more about how you built the Wise Idiot from ground up, and what have you done with it so far? What have you done? Where do you come from? And because I think you did your LLB latest from University of Rajasthan. Now you ventured into marketing, and you're very strong on it, like bullish on it. So I would like to understand that journey, and for even for our audience, of how you made this transition. So let's start from who you are and where you come from.
Great. Uh, Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and having this conversation. Love the name. I think that was the very
Thank you.
first thing we spoke about. And,
Yeah,
Uh, there are a lot of podcasts, but money is such a sensitive thing that nobody wants to talk about. So there is
exactly.
still a taboo that way. So anyone who is talking about it, who is willing to talk about it, and even people who are coming and they are discussing it openly is something incredible. So thanks for doing it. It's something important, especially now that we are in a
Thank you.
juncture where everyone understands the value and all. So thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
Uh, about the journey then. So, one thing I want to clarify, LLB happened after we started the Wise Idiot, or rather, couple of
Yeah.
years later. And it was not that I was inclined towards LLB and I did that. And then there was this great realization that I'm uh, more inclined towards marketing as an either. Marketing or rather running an agency was already happening, but somewhere I wanted to still continue learning or doing something or at least having a degree. LLB was easy, rather in all the other options that I had, LLB
Yeah.
was something which was doable along with building the Wise Idiot. So that's probably a call that I took, and I did it from Jaipur. So I am currently in Mumbai, and Wise Idiot has been functional. Now it's a remote company, but before COVID, we were pretty much working from office 5 days. Before that, 6 days. So that time it was all Mumbai. So LLB was also one of the reasons that hey, I could travel, I could go back to Jaipur. By the way, I am from Jaipur. My parents live
Yeah.
there. A lot of my friends and everyone lives there. So LLB was also one of those reasons that if I'm taking this course, I can go there to study, to give exams and everything. So um, LLB has nothing to do with the who am I, what am I doing, and all those things.
Yeah.
But it is an important milestone, uh,
Tr-
so to
Trust
speak.
me, yeah, it's not easy. I have some friends who've done it, so I know it's for
Right.
sure
I
it's not
mean,
easy.
they, yeah, they would have done it very sincerely. I did it,
Well, that's debatable,
yeah.
but I will not get into that.
Well, yes. So that's there. But otherwise, I'm born and brought up in Jaipur. But fortunately, and thanks to my parents, I had to travel a lot all across the country, lived in multiple states, uh, from Rajasthan to Maharashtra to Gujarat, and very different kind of cities, tier one cities like Mumbai, and then tier two cities as well, and then tier three cities. So I've lived in cities like Ahmedabad, and then Jalgaon, which is in Maharashtra, and then
Right.
Kota, Kanpur in UP.
Right.
So upbringing has been such that I've been traveling to these places, making friends there, um, doing my schooling there. So every new few years, I'm traveling to a new city where I don't know anyone, and then going to a new school, meeting all bunch of
Yeah.
new friends, learning their uh, school curriculum, sports, making friends, becoming one of them. So that has always been a journey, and that has been something that worked well for me. So I
Yeah.
can make friends quickly. I like to meet people now more. I like to know their stories, probably because, especially in the north region, I would connect to more people because I might have lived there, so I know the culture
Right.
better. So those things worked well, and that I think helped me in building the person that I am. So storytelling becomes an important part because if you want to
Right.
make friends, if you want to get into a new school, you want to have that
Yeah.
aspect of yours. And other thing, because we were traveling a lot, you see a lot of things and you meet those people, so you have those, you observe much more. So that helped again. And one other hack was that you participate in co-curricular so that you can become part of the school system easily. So I
Yeah.
started going to these activities, being part of dramatics or debating and other places,
Yeah.
whatever is happening very quickly, because that's a kind of a gateway to what's happening in a school. So started
Right.
early with that. Parents helped me, and that I think also helped in writing and interest in writing,
Yeah.
designing, debating, all the jazz, and that continued. Post schooling, I graduated, and with graduation, I did theaters. And so for some years, I did theaters and then photography. So those things were also happening. At one point, I wanted, or I was preparing for civil services, but then life happened.
Okay.
Um, then there was a time when I was thinking of doing MBA from a good college, reputed college, but then realize, okay, quant is not something that I really like. But Micah was one college that I was aspiring. But
Mhm.
while preparing for CAT, I got an opportunity, or one of my friends I used to play FIFA with, he started his company in Bangalore. He invited me there. So, and he said, we are doing this, but we are all tech people. We need someone who understands this talking part. So come and figure out something. We'll, justify it as marketing and communication. I was young, I was 21, 22. So it was cool. Some people said MBA के लिए experience चाहिए. I said, very good. I'll take this experience and then figure out
Yeah.
life later. So I moved to Bangalore. Bangalore actually changed everything. It was a place where I had my all first cultural shocks. Like Bangalore was crazy. I was in 2016 in Bangalore, and uh, to sum it up, I would say that Bangalore had an app for everything that time. So
Yeah.
from ordering the breakfast, you would have a separate app. I think it was called Brekkie, not Swiggy.
Yeah.
It was just to um, get you breakfast, to laundry, to ordering anything, whatever you want. There was an app, and it was crazy times. I had cultural shock left, right, and center, but I loved it. I realized that okay, startup is giving me these great
And that's what I was
insights
going
and
to say.
kicks.
That was the period, like 2016 was the period where startups were actually booming, starting to boom in India.
Yeah, yeah. So I was, I mean, um, right time, right place kind of thing. All the
Yeah.
uh,
Wonderful.
good words like serendipity and whatever else that's happening. I was meeting cool people. That time Uber Pool was there.
Yeah.
So and me without money, Uber Pool was the only option. So I was going from one Koramangala to Indranagar and doing Uber Pool, and then four new people are coming, and everyone has a crazy story. Someone is in Swiggy,
Right.
someone is in Ather, someone is in Just Pay, right? And I know these
Yeah.
people still there because we connected on LinkedIn that
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
right? In Uber Pool discussing about what's crazy things they are doing. Someone is in sales,
Yeah.
someone is building tech, right? And then you are going to because you don't have an office, so you are going to Starbucks, and then you are meeting all the
Yeah.
crazy people there. So that is where my, although it was a job because there were only four people, but it was like internship slash job or whatever
Yeah.
else apprenticeship happened. I was very lucky to meet a lot of people there, cool people doing crazy stuff. and I was the only non-tech person. So I was a bridge between all the tech people who were
Right.
pretty much introverts, and between among them, I was the one who could talk to everyone.
Yeah.
So that also gave me a lot of insights. I was go-to person for a lot of things. So there I realized that okay, I can do few things right, which one of them is marketing. I started taking few things here and there, and from there, that unfortunately that business didn't work out for them. So I had to move. I came back to Jaipur, kept taking up gigs, did photography for some time, and ultimately moved to Mumbai. And then my partner Deep was also writing. He was doing very well in Quora. He got millions of views on Quora while writing
Okay.
philosophical answers and whatnot under the name of the Wise Idiot. So he was writing, I was doing these things. So when we met, when we discussed, and I was in Mumbai already, so we had to do something, and writing was something where we felt that we can earn something out of it. So just started collaborating on this. He was writing, I was editing, or I am writing, he's editing blogs and other things. That's how we started the Wise Idiot. And this is again 2017, mid 2017. We were just writing bunch of people, anything and everything from presentations to resumes to SOPs to blogs to website content. And it was working well, and that's how the Wise Idiot happened.
That's pretty great. Like, it's like a happy accident that happened to you
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah,
Bangalore. And
yeah.
but what I would like, what you touched upon was that your partner was working on Quora on the on under the name of Wise Idiot, the Wise Idiot. So is Quora actually like I have seen wonders happen in a lot of places, so I'm not surprised anymore. But it's Quora actually relevant to solve the traffic problem at least, like even today? Like I know it was very big in like 2016, 2017 because it was just starting to grow. Google was starting to reward Quora answers. But I think this trend is shifting to Reddit, right? Like the same way it shifted for Quora, now it's shifting for Reddit.
I'll give a two-part answers to it.
Please do.
One is the uh, from the journey point of view. He was not writing professionally or for business
Yeah,
point of view. He was writing for fun, and
yeah,
I think for any business or rather for anything, first element is fun. When you do it right, you will get all the traffic. You
right,
will get all the uh, other things right, and you would not care about metrics, right? You
yeah,
would not even understand metrics until very late. So
yeah,
and that was happening. We were getting validation, or rather he was getting validation, I was getting validation on Facebook and other things. So today if you ask if Facebook or Quora are relevant, I would say probably not, because it's not there, the volumes are not there. um,
yeah,
it's a bit different now, but that's where we got the boost, we got the vanity
yeah,
metrics, we got the validation.
yeah,
Friends were liking it, friends were liking it. You are getting random people talking about it. There are threads happening. So those things were happening, and I think for
yeah.
everyone's journey, metrics and all the other business terms comes very late. So for us also,
Mm-hmm.
that is the part one of it, that
Yeah,
it was good enough for us to start. Now coming to the second part of it, is Quora still relevant? Yes and no. In few ways, Quora still has great domain ranking, right? And
yeah,
still there are a lot of people there answering questions, asking questions, and these are people from all over the world. So tier two,
mm-hmm.
tier three cities folks are also going there. And if you ask any question today, chances are that Quora link would come. So probably it might not give you a great SEO benefit anymore, because they are not giving you do follow link and other things,
Yeah,
just on the technical side. But from awareness point of view, I still think that because the chances are that your answer may come first, or at least if not coming on the first page, even on the second page. If you have written something in 2018 also, chances are that it will still be there. So
yeah,
anyone who is searching for a specific problem may open Quora, and that is good enough. So
Yeah,
if you are thinking it from distribution channel, one, there is no restriction yet. There are no admins and all the other mods there which will flag your answer or flag whatever you are posting, with due
true.
to which all the other problems happen. You'll not get banned for
Yeah,
writing on it, right? So promotional content can be there. So you can be little quirky also. You can write it from your personal accounts or friends account, or you can also do it from brand account. So all the FAQs that you might not be able to answer on your um, website, you still can answer it on Quora and link it back. So that is one way
right.
of looking at it. But yeah, the second part is, yes, Reddit is much more structured. Reddit has better quality of people, more nuanced conversations happen there. They are more structured also because people are coming to discuss specific things. The entire
Yeah,
threads are around those specific subjects. So that way, everything is right. But then there are a lot of layers, right? If you are promoting and there is even they smell it, uh, you will be banned. So no marketing campaign I can do it keeping Reddit's distribution in mind. Reddit can be one of it, but if I say that, hey, I have cracked Reddit and we'll do demand generation through Reddit, it would not work. It will never happen. It's just one of it. So that's the um, you know difference between Quora and Reddit for me. I'm
yeah,
sorry, this
hundred
is
percent.
longer answer to a
But it's true.
shorter question.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're 100% correct. This is something that I've like. I also run a marketing agency. I also face the same challenge. I was trying to figure Reddit out. I've not been a avid user of Reddit, so I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to like helpfully give answers to some questions also on Reddit, not just try, but you need to link something back. I was not even linking back to my own product. I was linking back to something that this is a link that could probably help
Yeah.
you, and they banned me. And so I could
Yeah.
100% I was not even promoting my own content, but they're so strict about it.
That's
So I don't know how to help anyone there unless I personally know everything about that subject and I can tell them there.
So what I have seen working well is you give a great answer and then you maybe put it out, like if you want to discuss it more or if there is something some way I can help, then you can come in my DM or you can discuss it in this way. And
Yeah,
then there you can have conversation or you can share something. So I have seen people specific in Reddit communities like freelancing or SEO specific or entrepreneurship something. They would
yeah,
give an entire great answer that, hey, I started it this way, this is my journey look like, this is how I built this, and if you want to discuss it further, you DM me, or you can get this resource or this case study if you ask me on my personal message or whatever they call it. So that is probably a way that people have started using it, but I've not seen much of it also, and I've not seen how
you're
much
right,
useful it is.
right, right. That's true. But coming back to your journey, you started with your friend, the YZ who was already working on Quora for fun. So I personally also believe would like to add to what you were saying that it's very important to have fun yourself first, so that you can probably find structure in it and try to replicate your success elsewhere. So once you know how to do it for yourself, then I think that's the best way to replicate it anywhere else. Trying to
True.
figure out on the client's buck is slightly a problem. I would not say it's outright wrong if they're at least aware of the risk that I'm going to figure it out for you. It may work, it may not work. That's a different
Right.
story. But to do it for yourself, that's what I did for my personal branding. What your friend did with Quora, that's what I have been doing for the last 3 years for my own personal brand on LinkedIn. I'm not saying I have the best brand, but I have figured out how to replicate my success for several of my clients. So I
Yeah.
completely agree. That's how my agency journey also started. So very much on the same page with that. So yeah, what happened next?
What happened next? For next 4 years, we were just living our life. We were figuring out. So we were both 23 when we started. So
Right.
this agency that happened was like an internship also for us. So internship to entrepreneurship. Every day we were
Yeah.
figuring out. So, people, my friends who are now managers have to take up a lot of responsibilities. So whatever changes have happened in their second or third promotion, be it taking interviews or bringing more business
Yeah.
to the company. And these are people in corporate or bigger brands. They have to start doing more managerial things, and we
Right.
were doing it on day one, right? And
Yeah.
we were not even sure how this happens, how this works.
Yeah.
So every day we were figuring out, and figuring out became the mantra. We were hiring people. So stories are like, we were writers, went to a pitch. They asked that how much you can do. We said we can write one blog a day. They said we need 200 blogs a month. So there was no way we could do
200 blogs a
200.
month.
Yeah, crazy corporate. This is a conglomerate financial BFSI client, and we said,
Okay.
okay, if we do 200, we have to have these many things. And it said there are two, three agencies who are doing it. How much you can pick? We said, okay, we can start with 50 at least. We were doing
Yeah.
it, what, 22 to 25 max, and we said, no, we'll do 50 at least. And like 50 से कुछ होना नहीं है, but ठीक है, तुम बोल रहे हो तो करो. And we said, no, no, we can reach to 200, also give us a time. And they said, okay, but अगर तुम 50 कर रहे हो, then in every blog that you're writing, you also have to give us infographic. And in that call, I was searching like below the table that what is this infographic. So while having the call with the head of content there, and I was searching infographics, and I saw, okay, these are infographics. Like, yeah, yeah, definitely we'll give you one infographic on each blog or whatever, because we wanted to have that volumes, right? This was
Yeah.
very initial stage. Like, okay, so now we
But were they
came back
paying you enough?
from, they were paying. So that's what, no, I mean, they were saying that if you do infographics, you can charge us 300 rupees extra. I was like, oh, great. Okay. So now whatever X number plus 300, this is great, into 50, which is amazing. We want to do this, right? I mean, uh, and this is very early. Everything that is happening, we are like, this is so
Yeah.
great. We don't know anything. So, those journey. So they said, okay, then we have to. So now we have to figure out one. We need a graphic designer, and
Yeah.
then we need someone who understands all this jazz well, plus can actually deliver this quickly. Then we had to figure out how do you make infographics quickly. So then I knew Illustrator, but I didn't know how to make infographics so quickly. Then someone told us that there are these templates available at FreePake or other places.
Yeah.
You have to go there. So then I asked, okay, are there graphic designers who can do it? And then I found someone. Then we started taking interviews. So we first
Yeah.
hired. Deep just put a message about one of our graphic designers. She started as an intern, and now she's with us for almost 6 years, and she's heading design for us. So that's she came on board, and her job was to make infographics. She was and everyone in Wise Idiot have crazy stories. Deep comes from finance background. I mentioned I come from
Yeah.
commerce, and then
Yeah.
whatever else I was doing. Yesha, who was our first hire as a graphic designer, was a philosophy student and has nothing to do with design. She was just taking a course on design, and she came, and I took that interview. I
That's
asked
great.
her, "What have you created?" She said these things, and I said, "Did you trace it? Did you use pen tool?" She said, "Yes." I only knew this, that if someone can use pen tool well,
Right.
they can be great designers. That's my
Right.
understanding about it. She said, "Yeah, I traced it." I was like, "Great! Now you come and make infographic." So that's how we hired her, and then we hired multiple other people. We had to get more writers because the aim was to get to 200, right? We wanted
Right.
that entire thing.
Right.
So now we wanted more writers. So in
ये 50
first,
कितने राइटर्स कर रहे हैं?
दो लोग, it was Deep and
You and
Divyang, right?
you and Dhruv. Acha, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so I realized that hey, uh, I don't enjoy writing this much about finance. I'm
Yeah,
doing it because there is this, but if I do
required.
something else and I can, if we can get to the 200 part, what should I do? Right. And he
Yeah,
was great at editing. He's still
yeah,
amazing with editing. I said, I can find more writers, right? So let's just figure out how to find writers. So I asked everyone around, people who were, my friends who were doing chartered accountancy exams and all. Like, hey, you understand finance? Can you write it? And we'll pay you
yeah,
this much. And for them,
yeah,
it was a free money, right? Okay, I'll
yeah.
write this and I'll get
Right.
this amount. And all everything was coming on platter, right? There are four blogs which are already there. You have to understand it and then you have to write it, and you
Right.
just don't have to copy paste and everything. That's how very early we started. Things have
Yeah,
changed a lot now. We don't do this, but as a 23-year-old,
yeah,
we were just making ways how we can scale it up. So found people who are doing chartered accountancy के papers and side में ये someone who is bored of their job, we found them. Then I found someone who was my school classmate, and she was doing her MBA. And while I was speaking, she had this problem that Divyank, half of my team, half of my class comes with lot of experience, so their resumes are full. And the other half, there are a lot of people who don't have anything. So our resume starts and ends in a half page. We don't have any
mm.
experience and all. I said, okay, that's a great problem which I can solve. What I'll do is I'll give you live projects. Or she only mentioned about that, hey, people are doing live projects. Like, okay, that's a great. What I'll do is I'll give you live project. What you have to do is find 4 or 5 such people who can write, right? And I will give you topics, ask them to write, and they have to write 1 or 2 blogs, whatever that. Then you have to edit and submit it to me. Then Deep will edit,
Yeah,
and then I will submit it
yeah,
to the client. And in the meantime,
yeah,
it will come, and Yesha will design and whatever jazz.
yeah,
And I will give you live project if you want. I can all, and this by the time we have registered name and all, so I'll give you a
yeah.
legitimate internship certificate and all those
Yeah.
things. So at least you have some experience.
Right.
Like this is cool, and I'll pay you also. And like wow, okay, double things. So they were happy. I was happy. If even if quality and quality was something that came very late to
Yeah.
us. Right now, it was all quantity. That okay, someone wants
Yeah.
200, we'll give you 200. That's the
Right.
goal.
Right.
So I moved to operation, scaled it up. We actually completed 200 blogs, and for next 10 months we did that project. Um, so we first project that we did for a financial conglomerate was around 2000 blogs, and we were really good because a lot of blogs are still ranking. So if you search anything around securities, chances are that
Right.
it would be written, and it is not just one company, but later we have been very focused in BFSI and fintech space. So chances are that if you search on for any common topic like trading account or derivatives or any of those things, um, out of 4 or 5 blogs that you will see, 2 or 3 would be written by us or our team of writers. So
It's actually great that, like since 2018, you're saying they're still ranking.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, there would be a lot of changes and updates, but
Yeah.
those topics like
Right.
trading account 101, or
Yeah.
how you can start an investment journey, what are your ways to learn equity trading, or
Mm-hmm.
what is the difference between debentures and shares. All
Right.
those blogs, they have been, and these are blogs, those once you write it, then you just keep updating them time to time. You don't work around
Yeah.
it.
So how much were, like, if you don't mind me asking, how much did, like, in the range, what range was the project in, like, financially? How much did it help you? Was it the only project that you were dealing with in your first year?
No, I don't. I remember the numbers very correctly. To be honest, we were getting around 2,500, 3,000 rupees per blog, we might be earning that much.
Got it.
So
Got
you
it.
can calculate. I don't actually remember, maybe less also. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
But
So
was that the only project that you were managing at that point of time?
no, we were doing, very small projects. So that till very late, we didn't realize how much money, or rather, I still don't know if we are charging right. Right, this is a ongoing conversation with the my partner on
Mm-hmm.
regular basis, that are we charging right, are we not? But till COVID didn't happen, and or rather, our view of content changed. For a very long time, we were giving all the services. We were just There were 230 services that we were giving. If you asked us to do something, we were just doing it. We were translating, we were making resumes, we were making presentations, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
was not just one service, whatever was coming. And as I said, my goal was how can we do this, and Deep's goal was how we can maintain the quality. So we were just doing these two things, and then all the jugaad that could happen,
Mm-hmm.
we were doing it. How much money are we making? That conversation was not happening on a real time.
Understood.
So a lot of times, what was happening was, we are taking a project, calculating, okay, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, and then we were giving it to someone with tissue paper maths, that they will take this much, then we will do this, and then designer will take this much, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But then lot of other compliances will happen, registry happens, we have to purchase lot of things. We had to
Yeah.
purchase Grammarly subscription, Canva subscription, Adobe subscription,
Yeah.
project management. Then we have to make a website. So all those costs are also there. We didn't calculate. So once that happened, then those costs were happening. So we were not great with a lot of calculation which was supposed to happen until very, very late. But we were taking a lot of things, and revenues were growing, but profits were not. So that was
Okay.
a learning that came very late.
So in 7 years, how much revenue are you touching right now? Like, what did the last fiscal year look like for you?
I'm really bad with numbers, so you have
A range.
to
You don't have to
pardon me.
give me the
But
exact number.
yes, I mean, we are above crore, I guess. So
And
that's
how
there.
big is the
Yeah.
team?
We are, 15 to 20 around.
All writers and some designers.
So how we work is, now we have a team of writers, designers, or rather not writers, content marketing managers and editors,
Okay.
and operation folks, and so HR folks, operation admin accounts, and lot of writing, and what a lot of other things happen on freelancing and consultant basis.
Okay.
So that same goal, that rather the way we were doing initially, we have a
Yeah.
very lean team, but lot of people are on consultant and freelance basis that keep working with us. And there are a lot of people who only work with us. They started with us and they are still continuing, or there are
Understood.
people we keep hiring, training, and once they realize that freelancing is something that they want to do, then after internships or working with us for some time, they move to freelancing, take up more work,
Mhm.
but they work with us as well. And there are a lot of other agencies also now that we collaborate with. So few things that we
Understood.
do not do in-house, like website development, we have a great partner agency that works, rather couple of partner agencies. Similarly, design is something we do on few projects, but if there are more design requirements or branding requirements or specific things, then we have design partners. Same as SEO, same as performance,
Yeah.
same as influencer marketing. Videos is something that we have not cracked or we are not doing internally. So video partners are there, they take up work.
Yeah.
So that's the how we
Understood.
are creating.
And how many clients have you worked with so far in numbers? Like how many? In several
Once we
years.
were just calculating all the invoices and different names on invoices, and somewhere around 500 came. So
Okay.
those are the numbers. But these are also individuals, clients, and then of course the companies and all. But the invoices that we saw, they were of 500 plus
It's a great.
names.
That's a great number. So how do you like generate leads for yourself? So you're helping other companies generate leads through content. How are you guys
Yeah.
generating leads for yourself? Like it can't be just through word of mouth that you hit a
It
number of
is, I
500.
mean, 70-80% of business comes through referrals, and
Okay.
all different kind of referrals, crazy referrals. Someone is moving to a different company, so they are taking us with them.
Okay.
Now the person who was there and they are leaving, so they now know this, so they are taking us to some other place. I was telling this crazy story to one of my colleague only today, that I don't I cannot do a lot of cold reach out. I mean, I'm not really good with cold reach out. I mean, uh, becomes very difficult. I keep go back to it. I keep trying it. That hey, I'll start, then I'll reach to new 20 people, 10 people. You know all the productivity and sales videos you watch, and then you start, and then few days you will do it and then you will stop. So I never get motivated to do it on a large scale. And all the email marketing and other things, having a drip campaign is not something that I personally like. I am content person, and I believe the idea of organic growth. Have a very strong organic presence and you will get results, and that has worked for me.
Yeah.
Personal brand has worked, website has worked, so I believe in that, and I want to highlight it. I mean, anything on the outbound side, it's very difficult, but I still did it. And in 2019, there was this gentleman uh, called Anirudh Malpani, sir.
I
And
know. He got banned
yeah,
from LinkedIn, right? For
yes, he's
criticizing
popular
Baiju's.
for that, for criticizing Baiju,
But I
yes.
know him from
And
before that. I know him from very
yeah,
like
before
he
that,
was an
he was
angel
one of
investor.
the, yes, he was an angel investor. He had a
He's a
fund,
doctor.
and he was one of the star. I mean, before LinkedIn
Exactly.
content creation
Yeah,
happened,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was the one who was writing every day.
yeah, yeah.
So,
He
and I
used to
was
be. He was getting like featured on Economic Times every now and then, and his
every
LinkedIn
now and
posts were
then,
getting featured on
exactly.
Economic Times. Yeah,
Yes, so he was a OG content creator that way, because he was writing and everything was getting viral.
yeah,
Everyone had things. Unfortunate that this Baiju thing happened, and now we can see what
yeah,
he was talking about. And every
yeah.
now and then someone would remember him and would talk about that incident also. But one of in 2019, I reached out to him. One of those days when I had to do cold reach outs. I said, reached out to Dr. Malpani, and I told him that, hey, we are this very small agency based out of Mumbai, all the shenanigans. I really want to work with you, run an angel, you are an angel investor, you run a fund. If there is any portfolio company would want a presentation or a blog or content or just a conversation, if you have an office, we can come and give you this entire thing. We have worked with this, all that thing. And I sent it to them. He said, he replied, first of all, that was a big win. And he said, okay, great. That's it. All
Yeah.
right. And a few days later, he or someone else asked my number. And then one of uh, his portfolio founder called. He wanted a presentation, and it was he wanted it very urgently. I think in 3 days they wanted to raise more funds,
Okay.
and that is why they wanted it. And I think it was over the weekend, so we couldn't. do the entire thing, but we helped him in some ways that we can do this thing. He wanted a lot of other things around financial modeling and all, which we couldn't do any which ways, and it would take a lot of
Mm-hmm.
time, even if we could have connected. But we helped him with the template and other things, and he was very happy. This
Yeah.
person was from IIT Delhi, and he liked our work. He was pretty happy that we stood up, stood
What
with
startup
him,
was
and we
this?
helped. Garage Works. Shishir Gandhi was the founder, rather is the founder. Very wonderful person. I should reach out to him as well. And then he, uh, around COVID, or rather in the middle of COVID, he connected us to another founder, IIT Delhi person. He had a YouTube channel, and he wanted to. It was already scaled up. There were billion views they were getting on their YouTube,
Okay.
and now they wanted to create a umbrella company's brand persona so that they can reach out to more brands and more commercial things can happen. So they wanted
Mm-hmm.
the app, website, and entire brand transformation and all. So he connected us to that person. From there, that person connected us to a couple of other friends. Also, he connected to one of another IIT Delhi person. So we are currently working with a couple of folks because of that connect.
Right.
So if you'll see that the chain started from
The
one
cold
cold
reach out.
reach out,
Yeah.
and I'm not big fan of it, but that one cold reach out to a person
Yeah.
who is not active anymore, got us to a place where we are still, this is what, fifth year, and continued.
Yeah.
We are still seeing at least four, five,
Ripple
six
effects of.
different projects happening because of that one cold reach out. So you see
Yeah.
that referrals uh, keep working. These are the
Yeah.
continued thing. So the
I completely
unfortunate
agree.
thing is, yeah,
Yeah. You were saying the unfortunate thing is.
unfortunate thing is that referrals cannot be planned or calculated, or there's no matrix that you can give to
Yeah.
referrals, right? It's very difficult. But otherwise, I think 70, 80, 90% is any business works on this referrals and networking and everything.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. I think networking as a skill, is- like at least in India, I know for a fact that it works much better in the US region because I have some friends there, I have some uh, colleagues there, ex-colleagues there who keep networking as a like uh, like you would just reach out to someone and they would respond back to you and have a coffee chat. I think coffee chat वाला concept इंडिया में बहुत नहीं है. Like when you ask someone for a coffee chat, they think either you're trying to sell something to them or you're trying to buy something from them. And networking is actually beyond that. What you're saying that you create a relationship and then it transforms or transitions into referrals. That now I know that you write content, for example, and now that we've connected, if I will come across a good opportunity, I will loop you in. So
Yeah,
but I'm not selling anything to you right now. Like
yeah,
Dr. Malpani you didn't sell anything directly to Dr. Malpani,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he didn't
yeah,
sell anything or buy anything from you directly. But that ripple effect is so important that people don't know how to network. That is the largest. You talking about talking about clients. I'm telling you, this is how people should get jobs. People should get referred into jobs rather than a cold applying for jobs and not hearing back. This is how I've worked like 10 jobs. Like you can count my jobs, like around 10. And all like I think 50, more than 50% of my jobs have been through referrals because I'm a high school dropout. I did not go to any college. I have zero credentials on me, formal credentials on me. So there is no way any company, even like yours, would hire me without knowing me. So if you were on like if you would see my resume, if you would see anything without the personal brand, you would just think that this is just another person who's trying to make it, but he might not know, might not have the skills. But when I got referred, it at least got me a foot in the door, and that is how I got all of my like majority of my jobs, majority of my clients by reaching out cold or by through referral. And I think this is what people need to learn in India as a skill, and someone needs to teach it as a skill. So people are not teaching it also. मतलब रट्टाफिकेशन भी चल रहा है अभी भी इंडिया, कि आप ये आंसर याद कर लो, कोई इंटरव्यू में पूछा तो ये बता दो और आपका क्लियर हो जाएगा इंटरव्यू। अभी हमें इंडिया में क्लियर इंटरव्यू क्लियर करना सिखा रहे हैं, हमें ये नहीं सिखा रहे कि भाई वो जॉब ढूंढने कैसे, उस इंटरव्यू तक कैसे पहुंचे, और फिर वहां से आप वो जॉब सस्टेन कैसे करें। वो स्किल्स नहीं है हमारे पास एज अ सोसाइटी, आई फील इन जनरल, because there's a lot of hiring and firing in India. Like what you were saying, I could completely relate to what you were saying in your initial days, because I am in my those initial days right now. I solely rely on freelancers, and when they mess you over, you have nowhere to go. So for the services that I manage on my own, I'm great. I'm sure of what I can do with this, the projections and everything. But when you rely on someone else, any third party, freelancers are not freelancing. They cheating you out of money. लोग पैसे लेके भाग रहे हैं, लोग काम बोल रहे हैं कुछ देंगे फिर कुछ और दे रहे हैं, बीच प्रोजेक्ट में छोड़ के चले जा रहे हैं। आई थिंक वो मतलब एक वजह से बदनाम है फ्रीलांसर्स भी। ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब आउट ऐसी फजूल में बदनाम है एजेंसीज और फ्रीलांसर्स, किसी वजह से बदनाम है, कुछ तो हो रहा है। और एक ही मछली पूरा तालाब गंदा करती है, राइट? यू डोंट नीड एवरी fish to be bad in order to for the pond to go bad. So that was my experience. I'm sorry for the rant, but I could completely
No, I
relate to what
mean,
you were saying.
yeah, I had this one idea of a podcast few years back that we should just start renting because a lot of agency founders have they need a place to go to rent because everyone is
सही में,
dealing with the same thing. Clients are same, freelancers are same, cash flow is the issue, hiring is
yeah,
the issue, sales is the issue, project management is the issue, documentation is the issue,
yeah,
iterations are the issue.
yeah,
uh, so if you put all these things, we say marketing में टी शेप होता है, प्रॉब्लम्स में भी वो अगर देखेंगे तो वो
yeah,
सारे आएंगे और एजेंसीज में सब सेम बातें कर रहे हैं. So
yeah,
that's how it is. That's how
yeah,
it. As I also set up freelancers, maybe we have been fortunate that there are a lot of freelancers that have worked with us for a very long time. So
yeah,
that works. And 100% about referrals. Even today, if someone is referring me any person, it is higher chances that I will work with. If you
yeah,
tell me that, hey, there is this videographer, video editor who is great, um, and I have not even seen his work or her work, I would still want
yeah,
to try कि अगर किसी ने बोला है तो एटलीस्ट एक बार तो अच्छा काम किया है, तो जो जना है
yeah,
जिसने कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं किया उससे तो ये बेटर है. तो
exactly. Yeah.
रेफरल्स वर्क्स,
This is like human
रेफरल्स.
backlinking, right?
या
Human SEO है ये, अपना SEO मतलब so this is what I recently learned SEO on my own, because my previous SEO guy fucked me over. Pardon my
या
language. So I had to learn it from scratch, and what I realized that if you can understand human relations, that you can understand algorithm. If you don't understand human relations, you're always trying to game the process. अगर मैं
या
सोचूं कि मुझे दिव्यांग से बात करनी है कि मुझे फिर दीप तक पहुंचना है, तो वो दिव्यांग कहीं ना कहीं समझ जाएगा। दिव्यांग मतलब सामने बेवकूफ थोड़ी बैठा कि वो समझेगा नहीं, और मतलब उसको पता नहीं चलेगा कि मैं दीप तक पहुंचना चाह रहा हूँ, तो आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग दिव्यांग एज अ मतलब माय स्टेपिंग स्टोन. So that is what Google also understands. That is the definition of a bad backlink. So if
या
you want a good backlink, you need to get a good relation with the person that you're getting backlink from. And it should be a give and take relation. You can't just take and hope not to give. So you need
या
to figure out what you can add value to them, and then in order to ask for that return, in return, that can you help me out with this. So this is like
ट्रू.
all algorithms are just human behavior, like 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 personified in mathematical equations. So that's probably
Formalized and theoretical,
exactly
became a theory
theorized
in
in,
general.
yeah,
Yes. No, very true. Uh, and I think we are told enough times that fundamentals of everything are same. A lot of smart people keep using the word, fancy word, I would say, first principles. And when
yeah,
you go to first principle, you are confused कि अरे ये तो पता ही है ना, ये तो वैसा हो गया
uh,
जैसे three concepts of physics हैं, या वैसी चीजें,
Three
तो ये
laws of
क्या है?
Newton. Yeah,
हाँ, but ultimately you come after a point when you actually do this entire circle and you come back. Oh, okay, now I understand why this person was saying
yeah,
this. Okay,
exactly.
this was the
And
reason. कि अच्छा
I'll tell you a very funny thing. So you can experiment this on your own also. Like talk to 10 people, okay? Talk to something that they're trying to do, okay?
Hmm,
And they're according to them, they're very passionate about it. So
yeah,
if 6 out of 10, I won't even say eight. Okay, let's take a conservative number. 6 out of 10 people, majority of the people will be like, I want to do something I've tried a lot. This is what they say. Okay, when you ask them what is it that you've tried, the number does not even go into double digits many times.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they've not even tried enough times. They're just like, I've tried a lot. And then they're just like, we. So this is my problem with everyone. Like you will meet so many people. You're a marketer, right? You meet so many people who would tell you marketing does not work. Marketing is a like ऐसे ही मतलब बोलने वाली वाली चीज है होता होगा हमसे नहीं होता. अब marketing is an experiment. If you create a new website today and you're saying I'll write the best content and you hope that to rank, people don't even understand that you need a repository of blogs on your website in order to rank in the first place. You can't just hope to rank with one page. You will be very lucky. I'm not saying that does not exist. You will be lucky to for that to happen, but that's not the norm. If you want to do something right, you need to like you can't base your general opinions or at least aim for general outcomes by basing your arguments on exceptions. Exception is exception for a reason. You can't know what will be exceptional.
Yeah,
And same theory
very
is with
true.
viral posts. Like you can't know who goes viral. अब people say कि अच्छा इलॉन मस्क तो रात के 3 बजे पोस्ट इलॉन मस्क रात के 3 बजे कुछ भी पोस्ट करेगा वो वायरल जाएगा. आप पोस्ट करके देखो आपको अपनी मतलब स्टैंडिंग पता चल जाएगी मार्केट में क्या है.
We need those people also. अगर सब लोग
Yeah.
ही समझदार हो गए तो फिर समझदारों के लिए क्या बचेगा? तो we need people who actually blame the system. We need people who say marketing is bad. We need people.
True.
uh, आई थिंक इकोनॉमिक्स का वो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, अगर सब लोगों को 1 करोड़ रुपए दोगे और 1 साल बाद या कुछ सालों बाद जाओगे तो
बैंक्रप्सी हो
भी वो
जाएगा.
आधे लोग उसमें आ जाएंगे एंड देन देर विल बी ओनली
Yeah.
1% or 10% people who will be again rich and others will this.
Yeah.
तो मार्केटिंग हैज दैट थिंग ना कि सब लोगों को लगता है कि आ गया है, ये तो बस यही तो करना है. तो सो आई हैव अ आई एम सीइंग दिस डिबेट happening a lot. जैसे AI and non AI is a debate. वैसे designers among themselves and otherwise have a great debate around usage of Canva or Figma. Figma तो चलो फिर भी ठीक है, वो
Hmm.
एक अलग उसमें आ गया है. But using Canva versus using Adobe. Some and bigger brands and enterprises would hate it if you create something on Canva. Even if
Okay.
you are showcasing something like a presentation and it is not in PPT and it's in a Google sheet, it will
Hmm.
create
Yeah.
a problem. सेम इज अगर कोई अच्छा डिजाइनर है और कोई नया जना आके बोलता है आई एम डिजाइनिंग ऑन कैनवा, वो दे विल बी लुक डाउन. नाउ in some ways it is right, but Canva is getting crazy every day.
Yeah.
uh,
They're running ads now in India, like full-fledged TV ads they're running. दो
yeah,
मिनट
yeah,
के.
but not from the marketing point of view. The kind of innovation, the kind of things
Yeah,
that they are
that
doing
also.
through AI, retouching or making that transparent background or white background, it's amazing.
Yeah,
But
very
people
accurate.
are not understanding it, so they're complaining, blaming that how can you make a great design on Canva. But there are people who are making it, and until and unless you don't
Yeah,
tell them that hey, it was made on Canva, they will hate it, right? They will
yeah,
say no, this is not the way you design, you need to
yeah,
make it on Adobe. And I
yeah,
agree that okay, a lot of things, if I have to make a report and I'm not making it on InDesign, it will be a problematic thing. But I've also created something on Canva, and it actually worked because there were multiple people and multiple iteration, and at 12 o'clock in the night someone wanted to change something quickly, and it was all possible because it was on Canva,
Right.
right? While it was, if it was on InDesign, there would be someone somewhere sitting, and
Yeah.
then they had to upload and do entire thing. So
Yeah.
real time things are happening, but people would not understand, and then there will be people who would be doing it, and then they will be winning it. So
Yeah.
there will always be these debates, these discussion. How can you make it on this, and how can you do this instead of that? But people who are not getting into this, or they are doing it but on the side, they can change it. I have actually seen someone making entire report and presenting
Yeah.
it in GFF, made in Canva, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy. um, but yeah, that's how it is. Like, there will always be people who would be questioning the very basic things, will not be logical, and that's how the system is in balance, and that's how there are people who are doing good work because someone else is doing bad work for them, and they are not able to,
Yeah.
they are busy with those bad people, so there are good people who are doing good work for someone else. So the balance
Right.
is always there, and it will always be
True.
available.
100% true. I feel like the bigger the company is, uh, the more resist, the more they resist change of any kind. Like, they are not your early adopters of any technology, any product. You can write the same thing with your own hands, and then you can show them the same thing with written with AI. But if you just tell them that this is written by AI, they'll reject. So, but so even you touched upon this debate also, AI or no AI in terms of writing. I feel like people who are good writers know how to leverage AI for better writing, like for research purposes, for better outlining, for grammar check or this and that. No good marketer or content writer depends on AI completely to write the whole. I think that's what at least the newbies do, and they get flagged on that. And you can clearly tell if someone is writing something from AI. It's very easy to tell. And
Any good writer would not able to stand his or her own AI generated content. They will see it and they will
yeah,
hate it. And why
yeah,
this is like this, I have to now make a change, right? So any good
exactly.
writer would have to do it. And if they are not doing it, then they are not good writers, or they have
Yeah,
either lost interest in that piece or whatever, and they are moving
yeah,
forward. Otherwise, it's maybe borderline OCD for them, that the moment they will see that, hey, they have written this, they have to go back and make it better. But that does
yeah,
not mean that they will not use AI. They will use it because they know
yeah.
that there will be
It
this
can help
one
the
thing. I
process.
don't have to, yeah, I don't have to just see the blank screen anymore. There's
Yeah,
something at least, and I will hate it, and then I will delete everything, and then I will
exactly.
rewrite. But that's the difference. People who are doing this debate are those who want to do this debate, but there are those people, and there will always be those people who will use this, who will create this system, and they will do amazing things, and they will not talk about it until very late. Then you will
Yeah,
find day, you will realize, oh, okay, that person was doing that. Okay, now after that, they will start saying that this is a quick hack. Once they do it, like
yeah,
how stand-up comedians do it, right? They will do
yeah,
1 year of entire piece.
yeah,
Once they do all their shows and everything, then when once they're bored of it, or that it is
yeah,
all done, overdone, they will put it on YouTube for the masses. So
yeah,
any good writer, designer, marketer would use it completely, and
yeah.
then they will give it as a free tool or master class or whatever.
Exactly. But what are some great brands that you can name that you've worked with, like top five brands that you've worked with?
Top five brands that I have worked with, in terms of what? Now, this is very
The
different,
Wise
right?
Idiot. The Wise
No, no,
Idiot.
but so we generally work with B2B brands, right?
Right.
So they're generally boring brands. So
Yeah,
how
I
should
get
I
that. So
how
like
how should I put them?
BSFI,
Big
like
names
any brand
or
that so anything that you looked up to, like you think they were like these were the coolest projects according to you. So big names, big projects, whatever you feel.
a lot of projects have been, they came at the right time for us. So that's
Yeah,
when they came, they were the biggest projects for us. or rather they were the most important.
Yeah.
There's always a roller coaster and we are at the bottom of it and someone just picked it up.
Yeah.
So every client for us is that way. But to answer it, we have worked with Z5 for a very interesting project in COVID,
Okay.
and we created 2000 micro uh, videos. This was the time when just TikTok and Instagram shorts and reels and everything happened, and they were launching their own product called Hippie. So they wanted to
Okay.
populate it. So micro blogging site were coming up, and they wanted teams to come and give them a lot of videos for that to populate it. So we
Okay.
created a lot of videos, and these videos were memes and show reels and cuts of movies. So what you would see on YouTube also, that funny scenes from a movie like action replays
Yeah.
there or this or that. So we made those for Z5 and it was a
Okay.
crazy project for us. Uh, and again, we just did the Jugaad thing. COVID was there. We were not a video company, but this
Yeah.
project came. So we overnight created the entire system that there are meme writers. Then we
Yeah.
figured out video editors. Then there was someone who was just writing Excel में all text and optimization के लिए. Then someone is uploading and all those things. So Z5 was a crazy project that we did. We worked with, as I said, we have worked with securities, pretty much many names now. So we work with IFL Securities, we work
Yeah.
with 5paisa, we have worked with HDFC Securities, we have worked with Angel One for a project, we have worked with ICICI Direct as well.
That's nice.
So
Yeah.
that's a great, one pretty much.
Segment of the market.
Securities has been
Yeah.
yeah, and BFSI space we have worked with all the big names
Big
that
names.
way, even Anand Rathi if I missed that name. So
Nice.
that's there. Then insurance we have worked with Edelweiss Tokyo, Star Union Daiichi. um, so those are insurance. Then in fintech, we have been fortunate. Last 2, 3, 4 years, um, we have tried to work and got into great space there. So we have worked with Hyperface, payments. There are a couple of companies.
Yeah.
Then yeah, so a lot of you know more than companies we have worked with great founders, so we are learning a lot from them.
Right.
We are working with VC funds as well, so that has been incredibly great. So we just completed one interesting project with BII
Yeah.
as a fund. We work with them on interesting projects. Right now, they completed one badminton tournament, and we helped them organizing it.
That's nice.
Our team did it. So that's there.
Yeah.
Few B2B SaaS companies. That's the focus area now. So we are working. Now, goal is to tap into the US market. So we are figuring out how we can
Okay.
get into that. So there we are working with few clients.
All right. So you have some international clients as well.
We have now, yes, but that's something that we are now more interested or figuring out a way because their referrals are not working, right? So
Mm.
there it's a totally new ball game, but somewhere reading is still more common, especially in English. Blogs and other things are much more usable in US and UK markets. 70-80% of B2B SaaS companies, fintech companies are getting great traffics all over the world as well as from US. So the demand is higher for content. And of course,
Mm.
business wise, it makes a lot more sense to do it. From Indian context, there are great writers, but if we can be a bridge between here and
Right.
US, it changes the game. And we are maybe 50%, we will be charging 50% or less of what companies are paying in US. So
Yeah,
the amounts are crazy different. That's
that is
something
true.
that our goal is.
Yeah, I worked with a lot of US clients. Majorly, I've worked with US clients, so I completely agree to that. That people are charging a good amount there, and you have a lot of area to like optimize in terms of finances, and still get a big chunk of the pie compared to Indian clients.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, I like I think the wise idiot is not going anywhere. They're going to stay for a longer time. It's on in 3 years, like almost 2 years now. It's going to be 10 years, inshallah, in
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah.
So
Boys
I think
played
that's a
well.
boys played well. Boys are playing well. The game is not ending yet. But what would you like having worked with so many content writers and as a content writer yourself? What would you like? What piece of advice or advices would you give to a person who is looking to build a career in content writing? Like, how can they start and where should they start?
Again, I'm still very young to give advices. I still don't know
Just
how
a head
this
start,
is
like
happening.
anyone,
But yeah,
anyone
I'll
who's
I'll
trying
give.
to build their career.
So generally, when I am taking interviews or I'm looking at things, right, I see few things and I think that can work for anyone. One, being obsessed with reading and writing is important. A lot of people in last few years have started writing because they saw an opportunity, right?
Yeah,
But and again, I should correct myself also that when I say that US is a market that we want to aim for, until and unless I am passionate about the things that are there, or the B2B SaaS companies that uh, US is building, and I'm just going there from transactional point of view, I'll not be able to crack great deals, right? And the same is with writers also. If they're not passionate about reading and writing, you cannot write without reading. I don't think that is even possible. You don't have to read a lot of content, but you need to read, because then only you would understand how sentences are framed, how stories are created,
yeah,
whatever. So I very much believe that anyone who wants to have a career in writing or in creative space need to have a skill of observation. Observation can come when you are reading, writing, or meeting people or doing those things. So you have to be, maybe passionate is also not the right word. Obsession is the word that may work better. So if you're obsessed with it, you might be able to get it right. So that is pretty much the very first thing. Then you have to keep improving, and there is an entire journey. You start from one place. Most of the people, like I gave example of Deep, he started writing on Quora, but before that he was writing on something else. He was writing for himself. He
yeah,
was filling diaries. I know so many people who are writing poems. I used to write a lot of poems. I still write when I'm like super sad or super in that space. I cannot write funny things. As a
yeah,
writer, I can not write. Otherwise I'm a funny person, but when I am
yeah,
writing, I'm not able to write, especially in Hindi. I cannot write funny things in Hindi. So you will know that, okay, this is my strength, this is what I can do. So you will have that journey, and then you can do, and then you can start writing random things, and you can ask people if they are liking it or not. Validation for each of us, in anyone who is in creative space, works well. So you would know that, okay, this is working, this is not. I'm enjoying the process of writing long form. I'm not enjoying the process, but I like it when I'm thinking one liner. Every time I write a one liner, I will open it 10 times and I'll be happy about it, that wow, क्या लिख दिया, ये क्या क्या माशाल्लाह क्या चीज बना दी है, right? जब तक
same
आप
है.
वो नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो I mean sometimes I write it on LinkedIn and 2 hours later I'll open it, क्या लिखा है, मजा ही आ गया. And nobody is liking it, no engagement is happening. I'm like, still
मतलब
what,
खुद के लिए
wow.
काफी है. वो खुद के
बहुत
लिए, वो
मजा आ
खुशी जो
गया।
होती है वो खुद के लिए, दैट इज
तो
लाइक, आई थिंक दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट पोस्टिंग एनीवेयर, लाइक इफ यू
या
कैन मेक योरसेल्फ हैप्पी अबाउट इट to read, like if you would read it, you, ऐसे मैंने मतलब LinkedIn पे, you would not believe, I read one of the most philosophical lines of my life. Like someone posted कि किसी ने किसी गुरु से पूछा, like somebody was telling about a anecdote about a conversation between a fellow and a guru कि like I don't believe in God because I can't see him, like, so do you have any proof of God? So the guru says something in one line, and it was like years ago, I think 6 7 years ago, before I like from today, I read this post. And तब वो personal branding भी इतना बड़ा गेम नहीं था, तो it was just in passing, nobody used to check LinkedIn at that point of time. But the guru said that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So
या
it
लाइक
is so
क्रेजी
deep, it
यार।
is so deep, like आपके पास अगर सबूत नहीं है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वहां पे कुछ है नहीं. So it,
हाँ
like that one line has stuck with me for so long now that I'm telling everyone that I've come across and about, like we have a conversation around this. It's like one liners stick. I truly, truly believe in that.
for me it is both. I mean, I'm probably in that phase, but one liners is love.
Yeah,
Dark humor or
yeah. I write
sarcasm
poetry
is
myself also, so I love like short quote, like short
हाँ
poems. There's a Rumi type का एक दो लाइन की जो चीजें होती हैं,
right.
and it's just crazy. मतलब it's you would not believe. एक बार like I was in a washroom of some restaurant, and
हम्म
बाहर दो लड़के बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, I was
हम्म
in the like cube, like वो जो उनका cubicle होता है, so I was inside, and बाहर दो लड़के like बात कर रहे हैं, and they drunk out of their minds. And this one guy is telling his friend कि भाई मैंने एक शेर लिखा है, सुनेगा क्या? मैंने कहा, वो दूसरा वाला कहता है हाँ हाँ, सुना. एंड दे जस्ट लाइक आउट ऑफ द माइंड्स टॉकिंग, एंड दे जस्ट लाइक, तू उलझी सी रहना, तू उलझी सी रहना, तुम उलझी सी रहना, तुम उलझी सी रहना, क्योंकि सुलझी हुई जुल्फों में गुलाब टिकते नहीं. आई वाज लाइक, भाई एक
क्या
बात
क्या
क्या हो
बात
रहा है?
है क्या
ये
बात है।
what is happening?
हाँ
Like this is insane. Like where do people get this creativity from? And it's just insane what people are capable of, but they might not realize it because they never try it. And
या
that's why I'm just like, mess it up. Like do something wrong, but at least do something. And similarly, मुझे वो भी बहुत लोग बच्चे फनी लगते हैं. Just like if you haven't failed uh, on any for an, in anything, that means you haven't tried anything new. And I'm just like, भाई तू एग्जाम में फेल हुआ है. That is not something to fail in.
जी,
You are not
मैं
going to try anything new in an exam.
मैं वापस अपने आप को दोहराऊंगा कि ना, बैलेंस बनाने के लिए हर तरीके के लोग जरूरी हैं, और हमने अपने नाम में ये दोनों लोग रखे हैं कि वाइज और इडियट होने जरूरी हैं। तो
True.
अगर वो नहीं है तो आप अपने आप को बेहतर नहीं समझ पाओगे, आप याद नहीं कर पाओगे। और अगर आपको एक्चुअली में अपना ग्रोथ भी देखना है, तो आपको पहले उनको देख के ये याद करना है कि हम इनसे बेहतर हैं। फिर थोड़े टाइम बाद आपको वो रियलाइज करना है कि हमें उनसे परवाह नहीं करनी है। फिर आपको ये याद
Exactly.
करना है कि हमें उनकी मदद करनी है। फिर आपको ये याद
Exactly.
करना है कि यार मुझे उनसे फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता। तो वो पूरी जर्नी में
Exactly.
उनका होना कितना जरूरी है, अगर वो नहीं रहे तो हम
Exactly.
करेंगे क्या। तो
Exactly.
हमेशा कोई ना कोई जना आएगा जो कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी चीज करेगा जिससे आपको लगेगा कि हाँ चलो ठीक है, आ,
Like
ये
these people help
किसी चीज में कुछ होंगे।
world move forward somewhere.
हाँ दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट
Yeah.
यार। आई मीन, अगर ये नहीं होंगे तो कारवां आगे कैसे बढ़ेगा।
Exactly.
कोई धक्का
If the
देने वाला भी तो
cringe
चाहिए।
con Exactly, if the cringe content does not exist, then how do you know how to make good content? Cringe is only cringe for a
यार
reason.
देखो, मैं तो क्रिंज कंटेंट कंज्यूम करने, मतलब मेरे लिए जीवन में
मुझे तो
क्रिंज कंटेंट की बहुत जरूरत है।
मैं
मैं
तो बहुत
उसके बिना
मजेदार, मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आते वो लोग जो who just so picky about it कि अरे इसने ये कैसे पोस्ट कर दिया, वो कैसे पोस्ट. I'm just like, भाई वो तुम
नहीं
एंटरटेन हुए ना, तुमने देखा, या तो मत देखो.
हाँ,
और देख के
मैं तो ऐसे
क्रिटिसाइज मत करो.
मैं तो ऐसे लोगों से डिबेट भी नहीं करता। उनको नहीं पसंद आता, मैं उनको
एग्जैक्टली.
क्रिंज समझता हूँ कि यार है, कोई बात नहीं, क्योंकि यार क्रिंज बनाने के लिए जो आप में हिम्मत और जज्बा चाहिए,
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली।
वो जब आप बिना हाथ के आके और फुटबॉल खेल रहे हो और वीडियो पोस्ट कर रहे हो और हंस रहे हो खुद पे, वो है यार, क्या बात है
एग्जैक्टली
मतलब। मुझे तो
एग्जैक्टली, आई
मेरे
कंप्लीटली एग्री।
लिए क्रिंज तो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है
सेम, मतलब
लाइफ का।
इट शो cringe and to ask for help or for favors. People
हम्म,
just look down so badly upon people asking for help कि वो मतलब
हम्म,
आई मीन इन अ बेटर पोजीशन और ये मुझसे मांग रहा है तो मतलब ये मुझसे नीचे है। That's not the case. I feel like people should humble themselves a little. You, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of heart to ask for anything, and
हाँ
uh, मतलब it takes more heart to ask than to say no. And
हाँ
it's easier to say no than to ignore it or criticize it or just call names.
हाँ, देखो, आई थिंक अगेन मेरा शायद ओपिनियन थोड़ा अलग है। मेरा ओपिनियन ये है कि बहुत बार जो लोग हेल्प मांगते हैं, वही कोल्ड रिचार्ज जैसी चीज है, वो बिना सोचे समझे मांग लेते हैं। तो अभी होता ही यह है कि आप अभी तन्मय भट्ट को जाके बोलो मेरे को काम दे दो, बेचारे के पास आ रहे दस
Hmm,
हजार डीएम्स। अब वो
true.
उसमें आपने डाल दिया, अब वो बेचारा हाँ ही नहीं कर सकता है क्योंकि वो पढ़ेगा ही नहीं। अब आपको
हाँ,
लगेगा कि यार ये जना बेकार है, तो आप एफर्ट डाल भी रहे हो पर सही जगह नहीं डाल रहे हो, सही
hmm.
तरीके से नहीं
That
डाल
is
रहे हो।
true.
और वो हेल्प करना भी जाएगा तो वो बोलेगा तुम ये पूरी चीज बनाओ, तो वो नहीं हो पाएगी। तो
Hmm.
दोनों तरफ की बहुत सारे खींचातानी रहती है। और वो खींचातानी जब तक चलती रहेगी तब तक जीवन है, चलता रहेगा। कोई
यिन
फिर
यांग की
लोग
तरह
गालियां
चलते
देंगे।
रहेंगे।
हाँ, चलता रहेगा। तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि आप किसी भी चीज में कोई ना कहीं से प्रॉब्लम निकालेगा ही। मैं बोलूंगा कि मुझे एप्पल प्रोडक्ट्स अच्छे हैं तो चार लोग आएंगे ही बोलेंगे एप्पल अच्छा
हाँ
नहीं है,
हाँ, सैमसंग
वो
अच्छा है।
नेचर के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, वो सैमसंग जैसा ये नहीं है, उसकी बैटरी बेकार है। मैं बोलूंगा अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे सैमसंग पसंद है, वो बोलेंगे कि सैमसंग बेकार है, उससे अच्छा तो एप्पल है। मैं बोलूंगा मुझे दोनों पसंद है, दोनों के तो आपके पास ओपिनियन
आप
नहीं
दोनों
है
कैसे
आप।
पसंद दोनों कैसे पसंद हो सकते हैं?
आपके ओपिनियन नहीं है, आप तो बिल्कुल ही बेकार हो, आप कम से कम। तो आप जैसे ही आप मुंह खोलोगे एटलीस्ट कोई जना तो होगा ना जो उससे
हाँ,
परेशान होगा। तो यही तो इम्पोर्टेंट है। अगर कोई परेशान ही नहीं है तो कैसे जीवन
परेशान
कैसे
तो बेचारे
चलेगा।
बायजू परेशान तो बेचारे बायजूस वाले हुए थे डॉक्टर मलपनीर से। वो बहुत
अब
बढ़िया टाइम था। उन्होंने think if it only takes one person to get a $10 billion company to come on its knees कि enough कि they reaching out to LinkedIn and getting him removed from the platform. I think that's insane. Like if you get bothered by one person so much.
आई थिंक जिस दिन बायजू का फाइनल सब एंड हो जाएगा ना, उस दिन मैं पोस्ट डाल दूंगा कि अनिरुद्ध सर की हाय लगी आपको।
ट्वीट कर
आई
दो अभी
आई
भी तो
आई
वहां पे तो है ही वो
नहीं,
अभी।
अभी नहीं, अभी जब एकदम अंत वो जो हो जाएगा ना, जिस दिन लास्ट दी एंड लिखा आएगा, वो कौन सा मीम वाला होता है ना, डायरेक्टेड बाय,
हाँ
उसके बाद
वो रॉबर्ट
हाँ
रॉबर्ट वाला जो
रॉबर्ट,
आता है।
हाँ वो
हाँ।
करके नीचे आएगा दी एंड, और उसके बाद आप छोटा सा डाल के ये पोस्ट
डॉक्टर
किया
मालपानी
जाएगा।
की वाई लगी अब।
नजर लगी आपको कि ये लीजिए,
डेफिनेटली
ये जाएगा, ये एक दिन आएगा इसका,
भाई।
ये फ्यूचर पोस्ट है जो हम डिस्कस
आई एम
कर रहे हैं।
टेलिंग यू, आज से 5-10 साल बाद एक इंडिया की वुल्फ ऑफ वॉल स्ट्रीट बनेगी और
हाँ
वो बनेगी बायजूस पे। आई कैन गिव इट टू यू इन राइटिंग राइट नाउ, क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से
हाँ।
इन्होंने सेल्स करी है, इट वाज
हम्म,
नो लेस देन सेलिंग अ पेनी स्टॉक। कि
ठीक है।
वो
अगेन
किसी को
अगेन
भी कुछ भी बेवकूफ बना के, आई हैड फ्रेंड्स हु हैव टोल्ड मी द रियलिटी ऑफ देयर ऑफिसेस कि उनको अपने इंसेंटिव में कार मिल रही है लोगों को यार, तो क्यों नहीं बेचेगा वो? उसको तो अपनी गाड़ी दिख रही है ना सामने, तो मैं बेचूंगा तो उसका भाड़ में जाए लोन, वो लोन लेके ले दे, मुझे क्या।
देखो, सेल्स है, सेल्स का तो यही तरीका है। बायजू ने थोड़ा ज्यादा मार्केटिंग कर लिया इसलिए उनका नाम ज्यादा हो गया, वरना सेल्स स्टोरीज हम लोगों ने बहुत सारे इंटरनल कम्युनिकेशन के लिए कंटेंट बनाया है। एंड जब हम वो बनाते हैं, जो लोग बेनिफिट्स, जितने भी कंपनीज हैं, इवन बीएफएसआई स्पेस या फिर फार्मास्यूटिकल स्पेस, सेल्स वाले लोगों के लिए जो कंटेंट, मतलब जो उनको रिवॉर्ड्स दिए जाते हैं, वो क्रेजी होते हैं। अगर आप उस पे फिलोसफिकली सोचो तो आपको ये लगेगा कि यार, अगर ये चीज के लिए कर रहे हैं ना, तो ये जीवन में वो कुछ सही कर ही नहीं सकते। आप मतलब सेल्स लोगों के साथ बात ही नहीं कर पाओगे अगर आपने वो जो क्रेजी उनके नंबर्स फिगर्स होते हैं कि आपने ये कर दिया तो आप थाईलैंड जाओगे, ये कर दिया तो यूरोप जाओगे, ये कर दिया तो आपके बच्चे 5 दिन डिज्नीलैंड रहेंगे, ये कर लिया तो 10 दिन रहेंगे। दीज आर द
हम्म
सेल्स टारगेट्स दैट दे आर गिवन। ये कर दिया तो आपको एसयूवी मिलेगी, ये कर दिया तो आपको हैचबैक मिलेगी, और ये कर दिया तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। तो
हम्म
जब आपको वो टारगेट्स मिल रहे हैं, एंड अपने को बायजू के लिए सुना है या बोला गया है, क्योंकि वो पब्लिकली अवेलेबल हो चुका है, एंड एवरी ईयर और 2 years यू विल गेट दिस वन स्टोरी। इससे पहले
हम्म
वीवर्क वाले फाउंडर की थी, उससे
हम्म
पहले किसी और की थी, तो हमेशा चलती रहेगी। आई थिंक अनिल अंबानी की स्टोरी बहुत टाइम तक चली थी।
हम्म
तो वो चलती रहेंगी, बट बैकएंड में ये सब भी चलता रहेगा। आई थिंक वी आर टॉकिंग ऑन अ डे जिस दिन टपरवेयर ने अपना बोरिया बिस्तर बांधा है। आई थिंक दे हैव फाइल्ड फॉर बैंकरप्सी टुडे,
What?
Tupperware. So,
Are you
talking about,
serious?
I think so. I read it. I don't know 100%, but most
Tupperware,
likely ऐसा है।
Tupperware files for bankruptcy. Chapter 11 now.
करा है ना
भाई
आजकल,
साहब,
भी हुआ है ना।
हाँ 8 घंटे पहले।
हाँ। तो आज हम सेल्स की बात करें तो ये जीवन में इन्होंने जो सेल्स करी है, बच्चा बच्चा अपने घर वालों से डरता है कि टप्परवेयर का कुछ सामान ना खो जाए, वो घर
हाँ,
में
मैं तो ये
आंटी
बोलने वाला
आंटी
था।
थी।
इंडिया की मम्मियों कैसे इसको बैंकरप्ट होने दिया भाई।
इंडिया की मम्मियों की हाई लगी है उसपे।
सही में
इंडिया
भाई।
की मम्मियों की नहीं, इंडिया के मम्मियों के बच्चों की जिनकी कैप
हाँ,
खोई है, उनकी हाई लगी है।
कसम से भाई।
तो,
मम्मियों ने बहुत डांटा कि एक तो मिल्टन और एक टपरवेयर, ये दो ब्रांड जिन्हें
हाँ
घर बसाया है पूरा।
हाँ।
एक तो यार ये
तो
एप्पल का जेस्चर कहीं पे भी कुछ भी निकाल देता है। कभी बलून्स आ जाते हैं, कभी पटाखे फट जाते हैं, कभी यहाँ पे वो आ जाता है, बबल
हाँ
बन के आ जाता है यहाँ पे। पता नहीं
हाँ
क्या क्या होता रहता है, मतलब जस्ट मतलब ऑफ करना पड़ेगा यार मुझे देख के इसको। एक दिन पटाखे फट गए थे क्लाइंट कॉल पे। बट एनीवे, दिस इज नॉट रेलेवेंट टू द पॉडकास्ट बट बट आई थिंक काफी लंबा खिंच गया। तो आई
हाँ।
थिंक आई एंड दिस हियर। आई वोंट टेक मच ऑफ योर
हाँ,
टाइम नाउ, 12 बज गए। एंड
मेरा बच गया।
थैंक थैंक यू सो मच दिव्यांग फॉर कमिंग ऑन टुडेज एपिसोड। आई थिंक अभी भी काफी सारी बातें बची है करने के लिए। आई probably loop you in another 6 months. We will check on your progress and then we'll connect again.
पहले अगर लोगों को पसंद आ रहा है कि हम जो बातें कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि इतना कंटेंट है हमारा, एटलीस्ट अगर कुछ वैल्यू ऐड हो रहा है तो ये मतलब भी है ऐसे बातें रिकॉर्ड करने का,
Exactly.
वरना तो अपन बिना रिकॉर्ड के कर लेंगे बातें।
But thank you so much. I'll stop the
ठीक
recording
है।
now.